How's it going, everyone? It is Friday, September 27th, 2024. Let's take a look at the pick from the last video, which was MSTR. So I gave this call out right around here, 12:35. The stock was breaking around through the high of the day. Market was potentially finding some support over here. So if you did end up taking it on that trade, stock pretty much didn't do anything for the rest of the day. It did surge up the next day, but on this day here, pretty much didn't do anything. So probably could have scratched out of this trade on the fact that the market rose up later in the day, and then the stock pretty much flatlined for most of the day. So MSTR ended up being a scratch. I'm just going to log this as a break even. Okay. Second one we have here is WBA short. So WBA has made a pretty decent surge yesterday and today. So found some support close to this level, surging back up. So we're going to wait till the close of this day. We have obviously this final last leg of support to lean on, but we're leaning on that 8 EMA and this horizontal support here. So the fact that this is broken probably means we got to get out of the trade. That's at least how I'm playing it, a little bit more nimble. If you're more patient, you could probably wait out a couple of days and come back in, but that's not the setup we're doing. So looks like it'll probably be a loss, but we will see how that goes. Looks like actually so far all of my losses have been shorts in September. So that is something to watch out for. All right, let's take a look at what the market's doing today. Let's look at some picks that we can make. So after this breakout, we've had a lot of tiny light volume candles near the all-time high. We got a gap up yesterday, and we had broken through the all-time high to make a new one. And then we kind of filled in some of that gap, found some support at this A VWAP Q. I'm going to zoom in because these candles are just so tiny. So longer term, nothing has really changed fundamentally and technically. It's been pretty much a bit of a slow week. I think next week will also be a bit of a slow week. So both of those remain, I think, bullish on a longer term basis. This just tells you that once we got this breakout, we probably need another dip for buyers to get excited and to get in. So you want to get in on these dips and ride the swings out over here. We thought this breakout could have something going. We're still leading on this prior all-time high as a support right around 565. So leading on that level, if that's breached, then you want to get out of your swing trades. But I probably wouldn't be adding to any swings here. I did take profits on some of my swing longs on the gap up just because I thought it was a good chance. Good time to take some profits. That's a nice little gift from MU. And I knew the market would come in a little bit, so we could see how much it come in, and I could reload if I need to. So playing a little bit more nimble because we haven't gotten a strong reaction and strong trend of the market. Going to zoom in now to a shorter term time frame. We're taking a look at this M30. So here's our first gap up at post FOMC. Test the level here. Test the prior all-time high. Market has a slow grind up. Gap up. Fill in the gap here. Bounce back up over here. Looks like we may be forming a bit of a double top. Volume has been pretty light. Volume has been very light, I would say. So yesterday, gap up, sort of filling the gap. We see that it's kind of slow and mixed. We get this big move down here. Get a nice little bounce, challenge this low again, and then we finally fill in the gap, trigger some sell stops, getting over here, and then buyers rush back in on the support level. So on that little rush back in, that's kind of when you can take, I think, some longs. So right now the market is still inching lower. You can see we actually went back to the 8 EMA, checked it, and now we're sinking lower. We broke through this level here, and we got this little hammer, which is nice. Now, this hammer should have had follow-through buying, but instead it actually had a nice long red candle here. Now, lowish volume, but we are kind of leaking lower. We're close to the all-time high. We know that buyers aren't super interested at this point. So, this leak lower tells us that one, we'll probably fill in the gap over here, which we are doing right now. There's a little bit of support of that gap. And we may probably challenge somewhere close to this level here, maybe 571, maybe even 570. There's some minor little levels here. The volume is pretty light. So I'm actually in a SPY PDS right now. I took it on this candle right here. The 572, 571 PDS for 25 cents. So I have an order out to take maybe 40% on that move if that hits. But we want to wait. We want to kind of wait for some longs, wait for this to flush out. If you could find some nice shorts, you could probably take that on this move down. There is a 1OP bearish cross, so not looking anything great at the moment. But we're leaking lower. I don't think this cross is going to produce so far. We haven't really seen any price action, and I would trust that price action over the cross at this point. Okay, so what can we trade over here? What could we possibly trade? Well, we're going to take a look at some stocks that have been holding up. So I got a couple of tags today. This is a good time to find some nice, relatively strong stocks. So first one here, I liked Disney. And let me just zoom out of here a little bit. So Disney on the D1 has formed a bit of a base. It is forming. It is kind of making a channel here. Broke through some of this. So you can see this was resistance, support, resistance. Had flipped a couple of times here. Disney getting through that 50-day SMA, so that's the first sign. Getting through that 100-day SMA, so now it has a nice little head of steam. It is looking pretty good. And it's holding up pretty well during this drop. So this could be, so far, this is my top pick. We're going to take a look at what the other, kind of what the other picks are looking like, but I like Disney so far. SATS is a nice breakout today. So we traded that, or I think I traded that earlier. Stock compressed, broke through some support earlier today. Now is actually able to rally up higher and hold some of these gains, again, while the market is going down. It is in this bullish channel here. We could be approaching the top. Kind of took off pretty quickly. So I like it, but I'm not sure how close to, I don't know, how close to resistance it might be. MSTR is close to some resistance on that D1 chart. We're going to take a look at this chart right here, right over here, reacting at that level. Also a high minus trend line coming up. So we're seeing that over here. Let's look at some other stuff here. HON was a nice move into the gap. Now it looks like it's selling off here. I do wonder if IWM is coming in a little bit. So take a look at some of these big. Yep, there's IWM. So earlier in the day, QQQ and SPY not looking so hot. QQQ was actually down, still continuing the downward trend. So tech stocks have been pretty weak. Intraday, IWM was pretty strong, so there was some divergence in that buying and selling over here. There might be some sector rotation out of tech into these smaller cap stocks. Taking a look at the market strength, quick check here. You can see here is SPY for today. The tech ETFs are a little bit weak today. XSD, XLK are a little bit lower. You want to check both the percentage loss, right, and also the volatility. So you want to have higher volatility and higher percentage. That tells us that these stocks are selling down or selling off. Nice, and just got filled on that PDS. It took 40% on that. RSP, IWM are up, but now they're coming down a little bit. You can see comms doing well. Bitcoin is doing well. Oil is up a little bit today. So this tells us that there's some weakness in tech. rally's not going to be super strong. And now that IWM is kind of shedding some of those gains, it is also not really doing a whole lot. That was kind of the only thing propping the market up. So as soon as this started to crumble, you can see how the market is starting to accelerate down into the gap. So no reason to take longs at this moment. There's a bit of decent buying here. We want to kind of wait out this. We want a decent selling. We want to wait out this selling, and then we want to get in once the market starts to stall out and find a little bit of support. Okay. Um, so my pick for today, and let's look at a couple. Just gonna go through a couple scans here, and I like to sort by top of the range. So a couple stocks at the top of the range here. TCOM is looking strong. We just got that alert. That's looking nice and strong here. So that could be a pretty nice pick. Win is holding up pretty well. That's a nice grind higher on the D1. Really breaking out here. So there's actually quite a bit of strong stocks at the moment. Best Buy broken through this upward sloping line here. Maybe some room until that high. I don't know if this high will come into effect here. Holding the gains decently well. Hood was a nice one. I might take a look at a couple of little swings. Yeah, Hood is coming out of compression here. Potentially this upward sloping trend line, so we could be in a little bit of a wedge, but could be a nice little overnight swing. I love the strength here. Excellent volume. So that could be a nice little swing pick for today. I'm going to go to my swings that I've tagged here. Zim was a nice one. Let's take a look at Zim. Oh, yeah. So that is a very beautiful move on the stock. So we were tracking the stock for a while. It approached this horizontal level a couple days ago. I'm actually going to take off these trend lines. Okay, just because it clears up the chart a little bit. So we got a couple of really high volume candles here, and maybe I'll go to the high volume vision that I have set up over here. See, basically a lot of stiff resistance at around 23.75. So now we're breaking through here and we're closing above this level. There is a high volume candle probably coming back from somewhere. We're going all the way back here to see. Oh, okay. So there is some resistance right here at around 25. So if we can close above and clear this, I mean, we are looking pretty good. Let's take a look at that. Yeah, let's take a look at that. This is a monthly chart on Zim, so it's made quite a journey, let me tell you. It's made quite a journey. I wonder if that's the IPO AVWAP. You can check that real quick. All right, maybe that could, yeah, potentially be up over there at $30. So, but that's plenty of room for Zim. I like this. I like this quite a bit. So this could be our swing pick as a swing long here. So yeah, I think I'm gonna go with a couple of other ones. KSS is a decent reversal. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with Zim as a long if it can close probably close to 25.20, right? If it can close above that, if it can close around that level, I don't mind taking that as a swing. So that's going to be our pick. So Zim, swing long, close. So that'll tell us that it's actually getting out of that level. And then for our day trade long, and this could be the candle we need here. We'll see if it gets smacked down or not. But for a day trade long, I do like Disney. Ooh, between Disney slash TCOM, we're gonna take one more gander through all of these. TCOM is really nice. Test. It's just compressing sideways. So if we get that nice little breakout candle, that is going to be a pretty nice day trade. Not MSTR, not Sats. Let me check Hood once. I mean, MSTR is good. It's just got to break through that level and then probably retest it. So I'm not crazy about that. Let this guy load. Looks like MSTR is wanting to prove me wrong right here, right now. We do have this bullish cross. Tells us to be a little bit careful. But so far, it's been a bearish divergence. It's been quite a bearish divergence. So we'll see. But usually if the trend stalls, that's all these stocks need to actually start to kind of actually get through the high of the day and start to stack some greens. Okay, so here is Hood. Yeah, man, it's a little choppy for my taste for a day trade, but I definitely don't mind it as a swing trade. Take a look at Disney again here. Yeah, if you compare the price action of just look at Hood to Disney. I mean, it's just Hood's a little bit choppier. You want to get close to that 8 EMA here. I definitely don't want to trade it right now. Disney is holding its own very well during this, which tells you that there is some nice buying here. Volume is decent. Volatility is decent. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Disney here. I'm gonna go with Disney once it's broken out to this level. I don't. It may have to test that SMA, but if it can hold that level, if it's holding this level while the market's going down, then I do feel pretty nice about that. I just like to really break through those SMAs. That way we don't get drawn back to them like a magnet. There's TCOM here, starting to make its move up higher. All right. I'm gonna go with TCOM as my day trade long. If it can close above this high of the day, I think that's probably what I'll take. So I want to see the market start to stall, and I want to see TCOM have a new high of the day, and then I will get in on that stock. So thank you very much for watching, everyone. And we will take a look at how WBA is doing, how Zim, if we end up taking Zim, and how TCOM looks in the video on Monday.